So let's start today in a seated position. I've said this many times, it's kind of like the most classic start to a yoga practice. So find a nice comfortable seated position. I'm going to sit cross-legged because I will give an option here if you want to take it a little further. You want to cross your shins, not your ankles. So some people like flop into something like this. You see if you crawl your feet out a little bit more, crossing the shins. Your shins actually go a little bit forward in space, more parallel to the edge of your mat. Flex the feet. If you want a little bit more, we can sit up. And you have the option here. You can sit upright, meditate, or you can take it for a little stretchy or forward folding. Either way, be nice and still, close your eyes. Start to connect to your body, your breath. Nice, slow, deep inhale in your nose. Slow, deep exhale. Starting to bring a lot of intention into breathing and how you're holding your jaw, your tongue, your lips. Okay, big inhale, please. If you're seated and meditated, just stay where you're at. If you are stretching, maybe you want to switch sides, bring your left shin in front, crossing the second shin. Okay, nice inhale. We'll take it forward fold. This is called the forward folding, a downward sukhasana. Couple breaths here. All right, yogis, take your time. Nice big inhale. And exhale, we'll slowly rise up. Swing our legs around. Let's do our cat-cows here. On inhale, arch the back and lift the chin. On exhale, round. If you want a little bit more, turn your fingers out and then toward your knees. So they call this like reverse hand cat-cow. You're going to get more of a forearm and wrist stretch. Inhale. I try to break this out at least once a month. It's a nice way to, get a little bit further into a cat-cow stretch. So my fingers are facing my knees. I'm doing my nice traditional forward and back movements. Remember, you want to move the neck here too, right? Please take your time here, yogis. Now, I'll keep moving forward. You kind of catch up on your own. I'm going to sit right on my heels now, stretching out my ankles. This, again, is one that's pretty difficult for some of us. So, you can sit on a block. I want to try to flatten the tops of the ankles. I'm just going to reach my arms up today, turn my palms up, reach those arms up, and it's just a little movement side to side. So sometimes we'll put the hand down and stretch, but nice inhale, reach up, little side. Get into the underarm a little bit more. And I'll keep moving, right? Downward dog is next. Hands plant, toes tuck, hips up and back. Trying to pedal those feet out a little bit. I like to even move my hips side to side and lift my heels, drop them to the side. So you can add some of those things from other practices. This is the first big kind of frontal inversion though, right? So the head drops below the heart. Right, that's a big idea, getting blood flow into the frontal lobes of the brain. That's where all those kind of, let's say, human consciousness brain processes happen, right? So the frontal lobes here, these big, more the newer parts of the brain, as some of the scientific evolutionists say, it's like the newest part of our evolved brain. We're trying to get blood flow in there and breathe really deep, okay? So I'm going to get us right into something here. If it's too much, you can do it on the knee. We have been doing this a lot on the knees, so I want to pick it up a little bit more today. All right, so you might want to bring your feet a little closer together. Okay, we're going to inhale, shift forward to plank. Again, you can do it on the knee. Right foot hovers. Okay, big inhale. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, right leg back. So all the while, I kind of hold plank, but I'm moving the leg and the knee. Okay, inhale, and I'm going to go center, left, and right. Notice I'm never arching my back. I'm never really like letting that leg go back and cause the spinal dipping, okay? So I keep the core plank. Now, like I said, you can just do it on the knee. We do it all the time. Just up in the ante a little bit today for you, okay? If you want to go big, you hold the plank. Last few on that first side. I do this one a lot. You know, you hit the glute really hard and the knee extension. So hip extension, knee extension, and then you flex the knee and the hip. So it's a double. It's a really good one. All right, so a little bit different today, guys. Drop down to the knees for a moment. Rise up. Camel. You know, this is the same as Cobra, so it's good to mix it in and do it in a different way. What I want you to look out for is this, okay? So hips go gently forward, hands could fingers could face down to start. Little lift in the heart, little bit of hips forward. Take a couple breaths. So the arms go behind me and bend, right? The chest lifts more in case it was rounding. A little bit more stretch, a little bit more stillness. Okay, big inhale, please. Take it slow, hands down. Maybe a quick down dog. We'll do another round in a moment after we do our second kind of core work, let's call it. So no rush, right? We're going to shift forward to plank. We're going to hover our left foot. Some of us are on the right knee, right? Forehead to knee, knee to chest, leg up, leg, knee. Knee to arm, knee across. And it's just this right here. Notice my upper body is moving minimally. It's a little bit more of like stabilizing the core as the leg moves a lot. So we're not doing the one with down dog. You know how you always do that one? This is a little bit more of like a disciplined plank hold and just moving the leg. You know, it's yogis, it's now known in the modern neuroscience. We want to switch up how we do things. Even if it's a subtle change, it's really good to confuse the brain, the body. There's an idea of like keeping your muscles confused, trying new things. Trying to break your pattern. So rather than do it like this, like we always do it, it's more like this. There's a little subtle change. Then you drop down to the knees. I keep moving forward. We rise up, arms swing around, fingers could go up, and we'll do our camel today. So camel before the cobra. Lift the heart. Big inhale and exhale. Take your time, tabletop. This movement's a little bit softer, but I want you to really focus on the core rotation now, okay? As my left leg goes back, I twist to the right. So left leg back, right arm out and up. Right hand down, left knee down. Right leg back, toes tucked, left arm up. Left hand down, right knee down, alternating. If you want to go big, you can keep the leg hovering, but you know, maybe you do a few with the foot down, and then you start hovering that foot. Be easy, okay? Don't force it. It's a warm up for the twist. Last few, please. So even if you're not going to hover the foot ever, you know, engage that back leg. Don't let it get all lazy here. Engage that leg, pull the ribs in, and twist with the core. Last few, guys. If you hear a lot of weird noises, My little pup, she's got a lot of energy today. I'm making her fast. She's skipping breakfast today because she's been getting overeating. So she's skipping breakfast. She's got a little extra energy. So she's trying to eat everything. All right, Yogi. So now you take your time. We're going to eventually bring it down to the hands. I'm going to do it on the knees today. You're more than welcome to do full plank again. But now we're going to go for bent arm holds. So notice I'm not in like tabletop. I did walk my hands forward, shift my hips more forward. I'm going to bend my elbows a few inches. I'm going to hold. Elbows hug in. Chest pulls forward. Belly pulls in. I'm holding this low kind of middle plank, and then I'm going to straighten. I'm going to bend and hold. Low plank hold, guys. It's very difficult even on your knees, right? And then straighten your arms. Try to hold for a good 5-10 seconds. Try to do about 6 rounds total is a good place to be. So close your eyes. Try to feel your hands. Try to feel your shoulders. Shoulders just kind of remain back and down, ideally, unless you're intentionally at the top kind of spreading the back to get a little contrast there. Couple more breaths. Couple more rounds. So we're doing a little low plank kind of hold. Let's call it like a slow push-up, pausing down in that low space. Sometimes in yoga, we hold down there and then we do our up dog and we don't like push back up from there. I like to add that kind of less developed movement and activation, push-ups. I kind of, on average, everyone does chaturangas. I've gotten like years of yoga and they'll like never do an actual full push-up. And we'll just go down, up dog, and then back. And you're not good at, you develop this kind of lack of ability to push back up. Let's do the push-up, okay? Now, that's a very front body dominant thing. So let's bring it down to the chest. I maybe suggest a little bit of this. So a little kind of just release. So I'm going to keep going here, yogis. The cobra. Active, hands near ribs. If you want more, hands behind the back. Intertwine your fingers. I'm not stretching yet. Inhale, I lift the heart. The camel was more of the stretch. This is more of the strengthener. I press my pubic bone down. I feel the lower back light up and activate, and then I lower down. It's kind of like the push-up, except here, I'm lifting, holding, and then I'm lowering down, okay? So it's our back body now. Go ahead. Lengthen your neck, pull the belly in, activate the legs. Lower down, last few. One good solid round of about 6 to 12 reps. Yogis, I know you want to stretch a lot. But the science is very clear that most people who want to stretch the whole time, you're not doing yourself a favor. If you stretch too much for years, you're going to all of a sudden find yourself very, very weak. That's going to be very difficult and painful to undo. Start now. If you're inclined to always want to stretch and take it easy, you must learn to find days to push strength. Your body is designed to be strong. The human body is designed to be strong. It's really only in modern times that the human being has become weak because we don't really do anything physical. We have carts to push our groceries around. We have elevators to go upstairs and hills. We have cars to drive us everywhere. The human body is designed to be physical. And we have to, it's called physical activity practice right now. It's not, let's just sit around and stretch and lengthen muscles more and more. And then there's the other side too. There's like people who strengthen too much and it's always easy to spot them, right? But from an objective view of me, I can see both sides. And you got to be honest with yourself about what you favor, okay? Quick child pose. And that's what we do in this class. It's like a balance of stretch and strength. But you have to notice your tendency and apply it accordingly for your imbalance, okay? All right, guys. Now, we're going to get our biggest movement going, which is called Sun Salutation B. It's fantastic. It's full bodies. It's squatting and it's lunging. It's hinging, which are the 3 fundamental leg exercises. All right, downward facing dog, please. So now I'm going to teach Sun B, but if you can go through a few more times and you want to be creative, awesome. Big inhale in your nose, big exhale. On your inhale, bend your knees, look forward. We're going to walk our feet to the front of our mat. I'm not going to hold stretches just yet, but you can if you want. We'll inhale, we'll half lift. Exhale, we'll forward fold. You'll find a chair. This is like our squat, right? The most fundamental leg exercise. Big inhale. Exhale, let's stand. Posture. Inhale, chair. So that's the squat. Exhale is the forward fold. That's the hinge. Inhale is the active hinge. High plank to low plank. Now you can take your vinyasa. This will pretty much be the only dose of these today. I'm going to take my more stretchy cobra. I still want to work on activating the back. Okay, downward facing dog. The traditional method here, we don't lift the leg. We step the right foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. I'm going to take high lunge for now, kind of stretching out my back toes. As I go forward here, I might seal my back heel where we want. Big inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Vinyasa Chaturanga. Big movements, please. Full body movements. Up and down, forward and back. Downward dog, no rush. Left foot steps forward. High lunge or warrior one. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, go ahead. So everyone in class knows sun salutations. It's full body strength, flexibility, movement practice. Like I said, the most three fundamental exercises known to man in the legs are squat, hinge, and lunge. The yogis, you can tell, we're anatomists because this makes perfect sense. As you get further down the progression of fundamental legs, you do start to add rotation, pivoting, and you do add lateral, but the true fundamentals are right here. So I want you to get into those, breathe and move, close your eyes, maybe turn up music. I'm going to give you like 2 to 3 minutes. And I want you to move like a lot, like whole body, full complex movements, because then we're going to work on holding poses more. Okay, so I'll let you, if you want to do your handstands, if you want to do your headstands, that's cool. Depends on how you're feeling. You move a lot, you maybe need a little less of this, but I have to make sure you guys are getting a lot of functional, complex movements. So go ahead, close your eyes if you can. I'm not even going to instruct anything. I just want you to get into your body. I'm not going to distract you. Another 2 to 3 minutes. Go ahead, get loose. And don't be shy, add things in. Be creative, guys. So if you're just joining or you're getting back here, we're doing sun salutation B because it's squatting, lunging, and hinging. It's full complex bodies and asymmetries and symmetries. It's core, it's legs, it's arms. It's just too good not to do, right? So this is something that, you guys all know this. It's foundational in yoga, and rightfully so. Don't get tired of this one, okay? Keep working at the subtleties. Keep adding things if you need to make it a little bit more creative, so you're a little bit more, you don't get bored of it or whatever. Add warrior two, add handstand hops, add switch it up a little bit, like skip movements. So after this, we will hold postures about another 1.5 minutes. Have fun, yogis.
So ideally, you're starting to sweat, and your heart rate increases a lot, and you're like really stimulated neurally, temperature, heart rate, everything is like really activated and pulsing. The yogi's always talking about using certain exercises to really turn your body on. Whether it's even like things like a jog or hike, you got to wake up that body every day in the morning, really get everything flushed. All right, so some of you are done there. Some of you are doing your own thing. Last 20 seconds. It is good to ground for a moment if you need. So child pose is always a good one. So again, we are going to work on holding postures a little bit now. So ideally, you just kind of slow down for a moment so we don't bring that kind of movement energy into stillness. So I'm just going to sit and meditate. I'll give you another 20, 30 seconds to prepare for kind of a separate tier of class here. So ideally, you stay in this form until you kind of settle. You slow down the mind and body a little bit. Just in case that got too stressful, breath got too carried away. All right? When you're ready, no rush here. We're going to kind of swing our legs around. And our first posture hold here is the up table. Sometimes I do this a little earlier. It is a tough posture. If it's too much, you can do bridge, lay on your back. Feet, if it's easy, one-legged, you could do a figure four variation or a straight-legged reverse plank. Fingers forward, shoulders roll back and down. Press your feet down, lift your hips. And here we go, a few breaths. Shoulders over wrists, fingers engaged. Knees over heels, feet pressed down equally. Pull the belly in, drive the pubic bone forward and up. Some of us might be able to relax the head back. A few more breaths. Now we're working on holding postures, a little bit more of a disciplined approach. This is totally normal to be very difficult and kind of achy, okay? Big inhale, nice job. Take a little breather, lower down. It's always good to give your body a little soothing movement. Now, opposite arms, they go forward. Lift the heart, lean back a little, hover your feet. Ball the feet touch. If it's feeling okay, shins more parallel to the floor. If it's easy, legs more straight. High boat hold, shoulders back and down a little. Try to lift my heart more, okay? Okay, big inhale. Feet down, hands down. If you want to switch it up, your fingers can face backward. Here we go. Feet down, hands down, hips lift. Second round. Notice me adjusting my feet a little bit. Lifting my hips about as high as my knees. Closing my eyes. Breathing. Keep those back muscles in the weight bearing. Hold it. Remember, yogis, it hurts to engage weak muscles. That's the thing. The weaker they get, the more it's going to be, challenging for you to develop that strength. So, activating an atrophied muscle hurts. We know that. That's just kind of, you injure a muscle and then it doesn't activate for a while. It hurts to start firing it and moving it. Okay? Big inhale. Slowly exit, please. Drop down in your butt. This time we'll go for low boat hold. So we're holding postures. You can add movements if you want, but ball the feet touch, lower back down, chest curls. If it's easy, legs go more forward, but you got to keep your lower back down, yogis. Okay, eventually toes as high as the eyes, lower back down, shoulder blades hover. If it's easy, you're here. If it's easy, you're here. Couple more breaths. So we're holding what's called like a hollow body. The lower back's down. That's the whole objective. If your lower back arches, you are putting tension weight through the arch. So, an exercise that can be very empowering and strengthening can become very, let's say, damaging or, risky for injury. You see it a lot of times. I say stuff all the time in class and people still don't do it. I say squat and everyone hinges, right? And then you wonder why your back hurts. I say keep your lower back down, you don't, and then you wonder why your back hurts. I try to mention it to you, but if you're not really slowing down and working body awareness, all right, let's sit back up. One more round, reverse table. After this, we stand up and switch planes. So it's huge tension in front body, huge tension in back body, and then we're gonna switch it up a lot, all right? Here we go. Last round, hip thrust, up table. Hold. If it's easy, right foot in the middle, left knee up. We haven't done this in a while, yogis. We've done some, but this is a strong approach at it. You are going to get a twist after this, all right, since we already did some planks and stuff. Okay, right foot down, second foot hovers, last couple breaths. The goal is to try to hold. It's just like a plank, you hold for like a minute, let's say, is a good place to try to work towards. If it's difficult to do, that's normal. These muscles are weak, and even in the average yogi, because we're always here and we're always here. We're here a lot too, but we lack weight-bearing ability here. Okay? Big inhale. Nice job, guys. Let's take a little twist here to stretch it out after that. Feet down, together, right arm up, twist to the left. So it's a little stretchy twist now. I lift the heart, I twist. Okay, big inhale. Back to center, right hand behind. It gives you like a little break, okay? Because we're about to go to our standing postures. Big inhale. Back to center, yogi squat. Feet wide, turned open slightly, and here we go, yogi squat. Lift the heart. Elbows push the knees open. If you want a little bit more, right arm in front of right shin, left arm up and open. So we just did arm outside opposite leg. Now it's inside same leg. So squeeze your pelvic floor, lift your heart, breathe. You can go left arm around your back. You can go right arm. If you want to do like a crow, that's totally fine here. Lift the heart though. Big inhale. If you're in yoga squat, just hang there a little bit longer. Left forearm in front of left shin. Breathe. Right arm up and open. Inhale. Yogi squat, hands plant, hips lift, knees bend, spine elongates, and rise up. So you do want to practice standing up there, okay? Stand up, give it a little movement, release it. So that was a lot of, right there, we had a couple twists, but it was forward bends, okay? We're going to go lateral now, right into triangles. Feet go wide. Right toes turn out, even your arms go wide, right? So that's different too. Left toes turn to the right. You might want your blocks near your feet. Engage your thighs, drop your right hip down, laterally lengthen and hinge. Here we go, let's breathe. Look at my right shoulder near my ear. Roll it back and down and under. Couple more breaths, top arm can reach forward. Spiral your chest up and open. Yogis, you can bend your knee. Right? You don't need to do straight leg triangle. You can do bent knee triangle. You can also do side angle. There is a difference there. I've gone over both of those in class. So now we did all this movement practice. We're in a little bit more of like a disciplinary approach. So we're trying to reduce unnecessary movement. All right, go slow. We're just going to simply rise up, not too long of a hold. About 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Left toes out, right toes turn in. And we will slowly drop our left hip down and laterally reach and then hinge. So that is a hinge. It's a lateral hinge. Yeah, nice. Some of you are really taking your time. I like to see that. You don't need to keep up with me just because I start to demonstrate it or describe it. You do your thing. Nice, Brian. Yeah, so notice if your upper body starts to lean forward, you're kind of leaning your upper body like back in space slightly to get your upper body stacked over your front leg that you're leaning over. And try to activate those legs. Big inhale. Go slow, rise up. We will go right into another lateral posture, more balancing. Now, starting like this in balance is pretty challenging, but it is doable for this group. Maybe it would be considered just doing this is taught in beginner classes, but usually you have a little bit more kind of like balance warm-up, like tree, warrior 3. I'm gonna go right into half moon now. I'm not gonna do warrior 2 today. Arms go wide. Okay, I do reach laterally. I tiptoe my back foot toward my front foot, which is my left leg now lifting. I keep my right knee bent. I find my block or the floor, and I lift my left leg up. Okay, so we're doing some classic postures now. We're very much in like your side bodies. Side hip, core, lateral tilt. Your arms are to the side. Couple more breaths. If you want to go big, there's things like Chapasana, where your left hand grabs your left foot. I'm not going to say much more about it, but if you know it, you want to go for it, feel free. Right, we're 35 minutes into practice. If you're ever going to be ready, now might be a good time. Now, can you go really slow? It's just side-to-side practice, yogis. All right? Come back to this kind of straddle, a little triangle, then boom, you bend the knee. I slowly tiptoe my right foot toward my left. I slowly start to enter half moon. Nice, go ahead whenever you're ready. Take your second side. Nice. Half moon is such a good posture, yogis. It's so considered basic in yoga, but it really covers so much. Whereas side plank is like that anti-lateral flexion symmetries, this has way more rotational qualities, way more asymmetries, way more complex core stabilization than just a side plank. Really a good exercise to do regularly, okay? Now, when you're done, take your time. Let's meet back up in standing. So we're gonna do something that you're kind of familiar with, but it's a little different today. So I'm gonna pivot, let's say high lunge to face my right leg. Take your time. I start demoing so you can move into it without too much time wasted in between. So I'm facing high lunge to my right foot. Now I'm gonna bring my hands behind my head here like this, okay? Not too much pressure on the head. Try to relax your shoulders back and down. Hug your elbows kind of up and open. Challenge pose. So I'm in high lunge facing my right leg. Now, it's called Dekasana. I'm gonna hinge halfway. It's been a while since we did this one, and I know you guys love this one. So I'm gonna hinge about halfway down, right? Now from here, I'm in my high lunge and I'm hinging. I'm gonna twist my core to the right. So this is a type of revolved side angle. If it's too much, you can bring your hands on your hips. We do this one a lot, but we're not gonna go there today. We came from a stretchy twist in our butt.
we're gonna do that strengthening twist. So I'm trying to relax my shoulders back and down, bend my front knee, straighten my back knee, and elongate my core as I twist to the right. So my left elbow is kind of facing down eventually. My right elbow is kind of facing to the sky. It's really difficult. All right, we're in the strongest postures of class. All right, now go really slow. I won't make you hold that one too long. Turn your chest back down, rise up. You're basically gonna switch legs. Straighten your right leg, pivot to the side, bend your left knee. Classic Hatha Yoga is side to side. This vinyasa thing is like the new, it's funny, like everyone starts in vinyasa yoga, and it's like, it's considered advanced yoga in the yoga world. All right, but getting good at these little movements and little stabilizations and putting it all together eventually once you're good at them all, okay? Go ahead. So your hands go behind your head, but make sure there's not too much pressure on the head. If you grip your fingers, maybe you switch sides there in the grip. All right, now hinge halfway. If your left leg is forward, you're gonna twist left without tensing your traps up too much, without putting too much pressure on your head, without rounding your spine. So very likely to round your spine here too. So no hyper rounding. Nice, looks good. Lengthen that core. Last couple breaths. So we're not upright, we're not up tall. We are hinged halfway. So your spine is not upright, it's hinged halfway. So it's like parallel to your back leg, let's say. That's an active side angle, right? It's really tough. So what's nice is you get a little breather after that. Okay, but we're not done yet. So let's slowly rise up. Take your time, turn your toes parallel. Here's where we go for a stretch. Now, I'm gonna give you a big stretch if you want it. Gomukhasana arms. If you have a strap, a nice towel, and you're trying to loosen up those shoulders, big stretch time. Feet parallel. You take your strap in your right hand, reach it up. You bend it down. The strap would drape down your spine. Now, I don't want to see this. We just did that. The elbow hugs in now, and the upper arm bone, the humerus, moves back. Left arm out, palm face behind me, and then I'll grab the strap. I hug my elbows in. Okay? You don't have to do this. It's your call. Little bend in the knees, a lift in the heart, and then the big forward fold with the strap. If you want to do headstand or something, that's cool too, right? A couple more breaths on our first side. So we go from a really stiff lunge, hinge, and twist, now to like a symmetrical inversion and stretch. So it's supposed to be somewhat of a rest from strength. Right? Now, if you're doing the shoulder thing and you want to switch sides, take your time. You're going to come up. You might release down there. If you're doing your forward bend, just without that, you might just stay down there and elongate the inversion. Left arm goes up, palm face behind. This is the humerus bone, this upper arm bone. It hugs in, then it goes back. Okay? Then hit the strap or the towel, maybe down the back. I'm just grabbing my shirt. Right arm out, palm face the back. I grab here, bend the knees again, and then I hinge. So second, final round here in the straddle forward fold. Main goal is really to get your heart low, head below your heart again. Yeah, so slow down for a moment, get a good stretch in the back of the legs and the arms. Because you're gonna do this, we're gonna do like 2 more standing postures and then you're done with standing yoga. Okay, so you only have about 20 minutes left in class. So we're gonna do this, we'll do another thing or 2 on the ground, and you're gonna be done with strength, okay? It's kind of like an active rest, right? We're not letting you slow down too much, but giving you an opportunity for a big stretch. But hopefully you are calming down, preparing for our last tier of strength. Okay, so when you're done there, it looks like most of you have done it. So rise up now. We're gonna try something. It's a moving twist. You know, we did this really strong hold there. We did a stretchy twist. Remember in the beginning, we did the moving twist? Now it's like a full body moving twist. Okay, they call this like the dragon. And you get the baby dragon, the dragon egg, and the full dragon. So I'm gonna pivot to the right. I'm gonna show you. It's basically revolve moon, bending all limbs, spreading all limbs, okay? So you're gonna come into your warrior 3. And what we do here is we kind of curl into a little ball. You might want your hands on your blocks. And then what I'm going to do is inhale. I could just start by lengthening my arms, my legs, lifting my core half lift. So the first Kramen is just like this. One of our more difficult exercises of class today. If you want more, we add the twist. Remember in the beginning, we were doing this? It's kind of the same, but now on the foot. So as I go here, I curl into a little ball. They call it dragon egg. Inhale, I lengthen my left leg up and back. I reach my right arm out and up for the twist. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. If you'd rather just hold revolve moon, it's a little movement on a posture that you've done a lot. So it's removing revolve moon. Try it. You know, if it's not your day, it's not your day. No worries. Unfortunately, even if you're not feeling great, if I, teach a strong thing, maybe you just keep it in your little mental notes and you try it on a good day. When I say hold revolve moon one day and you're like, oh, I'm feeling good today. You're like, oh yeah, remember that movement we did on Thursday last week? You can apply that in another class if today's not your day. In a sense, you're moving in a form that you always hold, because we always just hold revolve moon, okay? So listen, you're gonna do about 10 to 12 on a side, and then you're gonna slowly just land back, pivot to the side, and you're just gonna do your second side. There's not like a bunch of fancy stuff in between. I want you to get a good go on both sides. So this is our most kind of complex movement of class. You bend all limbs, you even curl a little bit into a ball, and then you lengthen and spread everything out in activation. And we want that rotation. Remember, extension and rotation is, the physical therapy of the posture and the core. And that is this. You wouldn't think of it like a therapeutic, but it's there. So go ahead. Looking good, everyone. It's not supposed to be easy, okay? And really, you can do this on the knees again, too, right? I mean, you don't have to go crazy. We did a twist. We did a really tight variation of the core to twist. So we did let's say the 3 types of twist before this: stretch. And we did other ones too, but we did try to prepare for this. If you're ever going to be prepared. But this is definitely like intermediate. If there's 3 levels, this is like mid-level 2 or low-level 2, mid-level 2. I know some of you guys hate when I say that. I'm saying, oh, this is like barely intermediate. It's the truth. If we're talking body mechanics, the abilities of the body as far as calisthenic forms, this is low to mid-level intermediate. It's not advanced, okay? But it's definitely not beginner. So get out of there. So take your time. Now, I want to do one static balance here. So take a moment here, stand up, okay? And I want to do a static symmetrical balance now, more on the toes. So it is a toe balance. If your knees are sensitive, maybe keep your heels down today, but arms are going to go forward, okay? Because you just kind of are going arms here a lot. Arms go forward. Now I'm going to lift my heels. Now some of us could just stay there. Now I'm just going to bend the knees a little bit. The one thing I don't want to see, yogis, is your chest going really forward. I want the spine to stay tall, the heels lifted, and my knees bent. And then you just hold there. That's it. If you want to bend deeper, your knees go forward, not your chest. This is like the start of what they call many names for this stuff, but the sissy squat in fitness, and toe balance chair in yoga. So with practice, you can go like up and down a few times. With a lot of practice, you might go down further, but even right there, my chest kind of came too far forward. Don't force it. Don't try to follow what I do, guys. That's a really bad habit you look around a yoga room and see the strongest and try to do everything that they do. Not, I guess I just called myself the most practiced, okay?
So that's our toe balance, our foot strengthener, our knee stabilizing, and it's from Knee Therapeutics also, or Knee Athletic Therapeutics. All right, guys, so there's your standing yoga, you're done. All right, we did a lot of rotation, a lot of lateral. Let's take a moment to neutralize. Let's take a little sun salutation. On your inhale, reach your arms high. On your exhale, a nice symmetrical hinge from a squat, right? Inhale, half lift. You can take it back for your vinyasa, revisiting this one more time if you'd like. Meeting in tabletop. Right foot steps outside of right pinky. Left foot crawls back. So we are still kind of in a strength. You can take it stretchy if you want, though. Back toes tucked, back knee lifts. Hands walk forward. Fingertips. 5 breaths. Extended lizard. Thanks, Don. Yeah, if you guys need to kick out a little early, you know I don't mind. It is good to do a little unwinding sometimes. You leave right after the toughest stuff. So, if you have to leave early, just take extra 5 minutes, do a couple soft stretches in the Shavasana, okay? Big inhale, please. Down to the left knee, right foot back, shake your hip out. Left foot steps forward. Right toes crawl back. Right knee lifts. Hands walk forward. Fingertips lift the palm. Lengthen through the core. Press the big toe of the left foot down. 5, 6 breaths. Yeah, some of you are doing your back knee down. I get it. You did a lot already. Today is a strengthening day, right? More emphasis on the strength on Thursday mornings, even though there is a big stretcher. Big inhale. Go slow, slowly step back. Take your time to neutralize for a moment. We will do what's called Dhanurasana today. It's the bow. So we're not going to do wheel. We did up tables. We did cobra. Now we're going to go for the bow. It's funny in yoga they call it a stretch or a lengthener. So we did the up tables as our active back bends. You hear this called all the time. It's active. You get your middle back. Really nice for your mid-back strengthener. So here we go. Eventually, you're going to lay on your chest, reach around. Notice how I grab both feet at the same time. It's not kind of like this jerky one-foot movement, okay? Knees, feet closer together. The kick does drive the pose as I simultaneously lift the chest from the thighs. I pull my belly in a little bit. I try to relax a little bit. Couple breaths here. And if there's other back bends you want to do, that's fine. Nice. Yeah, somebody is adding on, we do things like one-sided. We do things like, roll to the side also. Now, remember that you want to always release this slow, not like a slingshot and collapse on the floor. So you release slow and you want to take a little rest. So in between rounds, you rest your left ear on the mat, you release your legs, big toes touch, heels fall apart, your arms would be down by side and your palms would be face up. And you literally just melt into the floor for another 20 seconds or however long you need. All right, we do this thing called active bow. If you ever wanted to try it, it's like you're reaching to grip, but you don't grip.